Now, I don't consider myself a wedding photographer by any stretch of the imagination. I did shoot a lot of them years ago when it was on film. Shot them with the Hasselblad, the lenses were slow, everything was manual focus. It was hard to do, and the pictures tended to be a little static. So when a friend of the family asked if I'd shoot their daughter's wedding, I was a little reluctant to shoot it. But when he mentioned that we'd be spending a week in Mexico, my wife said we'd do it right away. I decided to try the 70-200 at the wedding on my Sony A7M2. Now, a couple of days before the wedding, we actually decided we would do shots of all of the couples. So at 5 o'clock, everyone's showing up for dinner, we're going to do couple shots. The sun is just setting, it's right in the lens. If you had the people facing the sun, they'd be squinting so badly. If you had them in the shade of the tree but facing the sun, it was all splotchy as the light came through the leaves. So we ended up going totally backlit. A tough situation for any lens. I was using the hood, but I actually put a cardboard over the hood just to extend it. Really a tough situation. I was very impressed with how it did totally backlit with the sun shining towards the lens, into the lens at some times. Now on the day of the wedding, we found ourselves in the same situation. Not a cloud in the sky, we were shooting totally backlit. The sun wasn't quite as low, so we didn't have the rim light that we had a couple of days earlier. But it's a tough situation still for a lens. Now I did take the bride and groom into the shade of the building, but those pictures never had the life that it had out in the sun. I did get a nice shot of the groom though in the shade. I thought with the longer length of the 200, it gave a nice look to the out of focus background area. Now once we'd finished off with all the team photos, we had the bride and the groom on the beach. There was an old boat there, totally full sun, totally backlit. Then we took them over to a porch. Because it's a zoom lens, you can work very quickly. Got a couple of different angles there under the shade of the porch. And then again onto the beach. The sun's now quite low. If they were looking into the camera, they'd be totally squinting. But because they're dancing, you can kind of get away with it. They're a little bit distracted and they're not really looking into the camera so much. But there's a lot of light, a lot of f-stop, a lot of shutter speed. You might as well get a little bit more motion into the photo. Now the bride is just standing there, but the rest of the party is jumping. We did it 3 or 4 times to get everyone's hands and feet in and make sure everyone looked good up in the air. Now the thing that impressed me the most about the 70-200 is how well it did backlit. I thought it did a great job in very tough lighting situations. This is the original 70-200 f4, and I was using it on the Sony A7M2. I hope you get a chance to try one soon.